Hi everyone, welcome to Triple E Department Lecture Videos YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about bus zone protection. After generator, generator we can also call it as a alternator and transformer protections. So bus zone protection is very important. So without buses means here transmission lines. Without transmission lines, we cannot transmit the power from one place to another place. That is, power generating stations to consumers. So here, bus zone means, so we can consider it as a feeders. So different types of feeders. So we'll see the how the bus zone is connected to the feeders in next slide and diagram. So here differential current protection here we are using to protect the bus zone. So here the operating principle is based on the Kirchhoff laws, based on the Kirchhoff current law, especially KVL. So we can see that Kirchhoff current law is used to protect the uh, bus zones in differential current protection. So what is the Kirchhoff current law? The algebraic sum of all the currents entering and leaving the bus bar zone must be 0. In transformer protection, so while we are discussing, we have seen the CTs of the primary side and secondary side, the current difference should be equal to 0. IB minus IC, IC minus IA, IA minus IB. So these currents must be equal to 0 we have seen. Similar fashion here also the algebraic sum of all the currents entering and leaving at the bus zone must be equal to 0. So the difference must be equal to 0, then there is no fault. Unless there is a fault, therein the difference between these two currents, that is entering current and leaving current, is not equal to 0. So unless there is a fault in bus bars or bus zone, the relay is connected to trip all the circuit breaker. In case of bus fault, the algebraic sum of currents will not be 0 and relay will operate. So by you see that here we are seeing that the current entering and current leaving must be equal. So if you take algebraic sum, the differences between these two current must be equal to 0. Then it is not equal to 0, then relay will be switched on and relay will be operate. Okay. So we will move to this diagram, bus zone protection. So in this diagram we can see generators 1 and 2, two generators are connected to the bus bar. So here we have a one bus bar. The bus bar is having different feeders, feeder 1, feeder 2, feeder 3. So these feeders will connected to the different areas. One feeder is connected to one area, another feeder is connected to another area. So it will not go to the same area and two feeders. So in between bus bar and generators we have a relay. We have a relay here. So sum of entering current to the feeder. So feeder is here we can find out, and leaving current here we can find out. So what is the condition here according to the bus zone protection? So this entering current must be equal to the leaving current, or algebraic sum of entering current and entering current and algebraic sum of leaving current must be equal to 0. So when there is no fault, there is a fault, these two are not equal. Okay. So these are the feeders. So here we have one disadvantage in bus zone protection. So for internal faults we can identify, we can protect the bus bar, but some of the cases external faults, external faults means, so far away fault occurs far away from this bus bar or bus zone. So in such cases, this differential current protection of bus zones are so not suitable. So there is a one drawback in this system. So here is what is the drawback we will see. The main drawback of this type of differential scheme is that there may be a false operation in case of an external fault. So external fault means, so these feeders are connected kilometers together. So from starting to end, if you consider, so the distance is in terms of kilometers. So it may be 80 kilometers, 100 kilometers, 200 kilometers also. So in case of long transmission lines. So when external fault occurs, so this production is not suitable. Okay, so this production will give the false operation. Okay, so this is due to saturation of one of the CT of the faulted feeder. So sometimes CTs, so here we can see the CTs how it is connected. CT's current transformers is used to sense the current. So what is the difference between ammeter and CTs? Ammeter is used to sense, ammeter is used to measure the load currents up to 100 amperes. From 0 to 100 amperes you can measure. So more than 100 amperes, ammeters will not give the correct values. So it may give the parallax errors, it may give some errors. So we have to take, sometimes we have to take some assumption. So to avoid that errors, here we are using current transformers. So current transformers is used to measure the high currents. Okay. So why we cannot operate for external fault is the CTs will go to the saturation mode, constant mode. So once if it is go to saturation mode, the fault occurs also, so we cannot detect. That is the one major drawback in bus zone protection. So next one, high impedance relay scheme. So to avoid that drawback, so to avoid that drawback, so here we are using high impedance relays in bus zone protection. High impedance relays we are using. So we can see here high impedance relay how it is connected. So instead of normal relay, here we are using high impedance relays. A sensitive DC polarized relay is used in series with a tuning circuit, so which makes the relay responsive only to the fundamental component of the differential current of the CT. So here we are connecting high impedance relay in series. So here you can see I set of overcurrent relay. So high impedance relay, so we can also call it the I set overcurrent relay. Okay, so it is connected in series. In this diagram we can observe. So here that relay is connected in series with this tuning circuit. Okay, so once current flows, the impedance of the current flows into the bus bar and current increases, the impedance of the relay will decrease. So when current will be high, whenever fault occurs, here one fault occurs somewhere in the bus zone, so impedance of the relay will decrease. Then this set of cover current relay will operate and isolate the fault. So here we can see these are the generators generators and bus bar. Here these are the CTs. So CTs is used to measure the high currents. So high currents will flows when impedance is reduced, that is called as a fault occurs. So like this, here we are using high impedance relay scheme in power system to avoid the drawback. Okay, so false operation in case of external fault, to avoid the drawback, here we are using this relay, high impedance relay. Okay, so next one, frame leakage protection. So one of the important protection in power system, one that is called frame leakage protection. So this is more favored for indoor and outdoor uh, installations. So this is one of important protection for indoor and outdoor installations. So this is applicable to metal clad type switchgear installation. So here you can see this frame leakage protection, how it is. So frame leakage protection always insulated from the ground. So insulated from the ground, here we have to take. So here so this is a bus enclosure, this is a bus frame. So here we have feeders, feeder 1, feeder 2, feeder 3, feeder 4. So here overcurrent relay is connected. Whenever fault occurs, so that insulator between these two connections, bus enclosure and station earthing, so that will be avoid the frame leakage current. So insulator is avoid the frame leakage current through this bus enclosure to bus earthing station. So whenever fault occurs, this current will not flows to this bus enclosure. So here overcurrent relay will detect the current flow. What is the current flow? What is the amount of current is raised in this frame leakage? So then the relay will operate and isolate this fault. Okay. So frame leakage protection is also be as a grounding. So here, so we have to learn what is the difference between grounding, earthing. Grounding and earthing both are same. In European countries, they will call it as, they will call grounding as earthing. Other than the European countries, they will call it as a grounding. So frame leakage protection, how we are doing is by using grounding. Okay, the frame is insulated from the ground. So whenever overcurrent occurs, automatically the current will flow through the ground. Okay, this is about the frame leakage protection and high impedance relay use in bus zone protection. Okay, so these are the important things. Frame leakage protection also one of important question for 6 marks. Explain the frame leakage protection with a neat sketch or with a neat diagram. You have to draw this diagram and you have to explain about frame leakage protection. Okay, thank you everyone.